Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Dream Weavers podcast.
Yay!
Hi,
Hi!
guys. And today
Woo!
we have the amazing Crystal and Joe back again.
Woo!
Woo!
Yay! We're glad to see you.
We are so
We're
excited
we're
to
so glad to
have.
be here.
Yay!
Yay, thank you. All right, guys. So, a little bit of backstory. Let's jump into what's happening on this part two with Crystal and Joe. So, what happened in the last episode, just to catch you up, or in case you didn't get to watch it all? Number one, we're going to recommend that you do. And number two, we're going to tell you that this is going to be a conversation, number one, about how their retreat went. Because they had a retreat between the time that we had their last podcast. We were really trying to let you guys get in there. If anybody did make it, I don't know because I didn't see any comments. But if anybody did, please comment and let us know that you did make it. And then also, Crystal dropped a little nugget with us last time, right towards the end, that we were like, And that had to do with the fact that she actually channels the Celestial Seven, is what I think. Am I correct that that's what they
The
call
Council
themselves?
of Celestial, yes.
The Council of Celestial Seven. Thank you for that correction. Thank you.
Mhm.
So we're going to have a conversation about that. We want to see if they're willing to have a conversation, and she's going to tell us what her knowledge is and all the things. And then, lastly, we sent Deanna and I both sent pictures to Crystal to do this biofield thing, which is the whole reason, well, one of the main reasons that we had them on the podcast in the first place was to talk about that and how they do those things and their spiritual world to help their people. So here we are. I am so excited for all of this conversation. All right, let's jump in. Number one, how was you guys' retreat? Embrace and Elevate was the name
Embrace
of
and
your guide.
Elevate Wellness
Yeah.
Retreat. Yes, it was amazing. It was very much a blur for me. It took a few days for me to actually establish what did take place
I'm
because it
sure.
was just nonstop movement. But we we were worried about the rain in the beginning, and I had made a statement that the rain's not coming till after, and it didn't. It held off, which was fantastic. So the weather was really, really good, but it was really, really hot. So we ended up pushing through some of the events a little bit quickly, just to give everybody extra breaks and things like that. But the feedback that I got from the participants was amazing. Brought me to tears talking with them after about how they experienced it. I got a couple messages after the fact, which was beautiful. My practitioners were just undoubtedly the best choice that I could have made to have in that day. And it's just really the beginning of something. I think we're just creating it and figuring it out. And I can't wait to have a number two. But do you want to say anything about how your day went that day before I continue?
No.
Oh,
I don't.
yes, you do.
No, okay.
I was led to do a healing session on balance. And so I brought in the divine feminine and the divine masculine and help people work that through in my session that I
Wonderful.
did.
Tell them about your props.
Oh, so
To initiate that, she brought things for as a gift to the participants.
So I brought a flower to remind them at the beginning to smell the flower. Also reminding them that the divine feminine and the softness and the unfolding of the divine feminine. And then I couldn't afford to buy everybody an iron bracelet, so I found iron nails to represent the divine masculine for strength, and which is forged in fire, which so, and then I brought in a mirror for them to reflect upon. And so we did that. That was my portion of then I just led.
She assisted me too during
she would just brought me to like I would play really low and keep everybody grounded. Where she was on Reiki and
we had it started out, we did some talking and introductions and things like that. And then we had a morning meditation and a morning sound bath that I led, and she assisted with that. And I had the practitioners and my staff stand along the circle and just kind of hold space for everyone. I had made bundles of lemongrass from my garden and laid them out around and created a circle of sorts in the area so that we were all kind of encapsulated in that. Lemongrass also helps with bugs. So there was some purpose there, some dual purpose. But we went through the sound bath, and then, no, we did yoga first. I forgot. Jesse did some yoga and some stretching with everyone. Then we did the sound bath for the morning, and had everyone holding that space. And it was just a beautiful sentiment watching everyone participate. And even when we got into the hotter moments, when people were actually, there was some that I was concerned they might leave because it was so hot and they weren't used to that environment, and they stayed and they just stuck it out and just had such a great day. Crystal Murphy was one of my practitioners, and she did Reiki. And then I was compelled at one moment, which was we had things kind of structured, and then we would just hey, I think this needs to happen, and I would instruct. And so when the Reiki thing was happening, Crystal was going around touching each person with her energy, and I grabbed her and I said, let's go, we need to go help. And we just spread out, and I had a photographer there, so I have all kinds of photos on my Facebook, a couple different posts of what we did that day. We had a beautiful lunch and a giveaway, and then ran into afternoon sessions. And then we had a bonfire at the end, and everyone had wrote on their journals in the morning. They're setting their intention. In the last page, I asked them to put in what it was that they wanted to release that day. And they threw that into the fire, and everybody walked around as we drummed and played the musical instruments, and they walked through and threw that into the fire and let that stuff go. And it was just a beautiful thing. And again, it wasn't for a couple days that I even was able to sit in the moment and go, okay, no, that was good. Like,
wow.
yeah, it was a lot of energy. And I think we all came down off of that. Like I've got a message from everyone that was there basically telling me, gosh, I feel like this, or I feel like this. And I'm like, you've got to let that energy process. We weren't just processing the energy for us, we were doing it for everyone there. So there was some heaviness that came along with that, and just kind of letting go for a couple of days after.
For us.
As the practitioners, we were like almost overwhelmed with how much energy was passing through that day.
How much came in?
How many people attended?
We had 18.
Wonderful.
I
That is a large group for group healings. It does get, I think the largest I've done is 12, but you walk away with a feeling of just like you said, the having to process. I think what you did is amazing. It sounds like it would have been an amazing day.
Thank you. It was the
yeah.
highlight of my year, probably. I mean, the year's
Wonderful.
not up, but it's something that I've just known that I would do for like 3 years or so now. And I'm still kind of in awe of how it came to fruition, and how everyone was just like volunteering their time and their space to do this with me. Knowing it was a first year event, we didn't know if anybody was going to show up. And I joked with Jesse, and he had said, well, how many people do you think? And I said, well, I'd be happy if 10 people came. Like, that means that there's interest, and, that we're doing the work that we think we should be doing. And he goes, but what if you have 50? And I'm like, well, I might need to process that. Like, that's terrifying. But, and everyone had kind of collectively said that we would have 20. And we did at one point. One ended up not coming last minute. And then another one was another situation. But yeah, so we hit that number, and it was kind of cool. And then I had 3 staff. I had 3 staff plus our husbands were there to help. And then I had another couple girls that came and did some tarot for people during lunch. So we were a little bit of a larger group, like 26, I think, total. But
That's awesome.
yeah.
Are you going to do this yearly, you said?
I would like to do it semi-annually or biannually. I would like to set up something where I can do a one single day. I want to move into the next one will probably be just a single day as well. And then I want to move into doing like an overnight, maybe a camping situation or cabin situation. And I have big dreams. I'm a big dreamer. So I would like to eventually turn it into something where we're traveling and doing an on-site somewhere like your palm trees or your
Wow.
pretend palm trees that we talked about before. But
And they'll be
Lake
real
Michi-
very soon.
yeah, Lake Michigan is like a spot that I have in mind because of the beauty
Yes.
there and the energy there. But yeah, I'm open to a lot of different things. So we'll see.
The next one that
Wow.
you have going on, whenever you decide to plan it, let me know.
Okay.
I'm in.
Okay.
I'm there. I can help. I'm an extra set of hands.
Yay.
If you need me to help set up, if you need me to be a
That would be
practitioner,
amazing.
if I can just be a guest, whatever it looks like, I want to be a part of it all. For
Absolutely.
the
And
next one,
I have
please,
two
please,
guest
please,
rooms.
and thank you. And
And let
I
me
will
know.
make it to you.
She
I
has
will.
extra room. We have extra room here.
I have extra
Sign,
rooms. You can
sign me
Girl, you
up.
know who you're talking to, right? That's all I need to hear is an extra room. I'm in. I'm there.
Yep.
I can make it
Oh, I
happen.
appreciate that so much. Like you have no idea.
Well,
Absolutely.
because when I learned about it this past time, it was just too short a notice.
It
And
was
so,
very.
you
It
know,
was literally like the next week and a half, I think. But we got-
exactly. Couldn't
Yeah.
quite make that one, but for sure, we'll know when the next one is.
I'm
And
thinking
I will be.
spring. Spring gets a little bit tricky because of the rain season here, but
Mhm.
if I can find a facility where we can be indoors, part of it.
I might have a thought on that.
Okay, well, we were on some.
Well, we will work it out for
But-
next spring.
Have
That's
you
my
guys seen the
favorite
big
weather.
bell tents that you can get
Oh.
and that you can heat them and
Yurt?
cool them?
Like a yurt, you mean? Like, did you say yurt? Yeah.
Big backyard, flat.
Okay.
I love a yurt.
Well, look, if I can get there, I would be there too. I mean, like I said, I can do healings, readings, or help out just like Ronnie. So, and it would be really fun to tape a podcast from there.
Would it not be
So
so cool?
let's
Even
keep
to like
that in
do
mind.
lives or something during because I wanted to do some of that, but I'm only one person and
Right.
not technically inclined. So even recording from my phone, like I tried to take a couple pictures. It was too much to try to do all that, but
Mhm.
I would be really interested in because I'd like to track it. And I think the reason I hired a photographer was because I needed that documented so I can show people, look, this is what we're doing. It's not
Right.
just words. It's not just, this is real life. This is what we're trying to put out there. So,
Yeah, we will definitely. Well, I mean, it's not like
I'm
we're gonna
penciling you in
stop
right
talking
now.
about
So
medicine.
it's a
Just
skill.
yeah, yeah.
Well, maybe we'll find somebody who would like to volunteer their time as a videographer.
Maybe we
People,
just
if
put that
you're
out in the universe.
listening, yeah.
Anybody's listening and ends with college kids.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I'm open
Mhm.
to having those conversations for sure.
College kids and especially art students who are interested and would like
And
that
the room and
for,
board would be free and
whatever. Because, yeah, okay, well, that is lots of conversation for the next time.
yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Planning.
Well, it sounds like you got
She's
two
the
extra people.
planner.
Good, because we just had the conversation about some people who are not. Okay.
Yeah.
So let us know what we can do. And we're
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
real good workers.
Perfect.
Yeah,
That's what I
and-
need because I can plan. If you would have seen my wedding reception, this one, like plan a good old
Okay.
party, No, I can plan a good time, but yeah, it's the hands-on things that I need to delegate out. So absolutely.
Good.
She made
Then
awesome energy shots for the day too. They were
Nice.
fantastic.
They're super simple. It's a wellness shot. It is fresh squeezed orange juice with ginger and cayenne and honey. and lemon juice, and they
And
just, it gets
turmeric,
the
do you
body.
put the turmeric in
I
there as
didn't
well?
add turmeric, but you can.
Mhm.
I've had a couple different recipes that I've done, and it just gives you a little bit of energy. It perks you up, and it sustains, gives you some nutrients for the day, especially because we were going to be in the heat.
Mhm.
So I have them out there for everybody to start the day with. Yeah.
Wow. It sounds
Yeah.
amazing. And I'm very much looking forward to being at the next one. So
Well,
we
you
will
will
make
be.
that
Yeah.
happen. We will make
We
that
will.
happen.
I love that so much. Thank
Mhm.
you guys so much. That's
Oh,
amazing.
yeah. Oh,
Well,
yeah.
thank you. Thank you. Because I feel like, what's the words I'm looking for? Quite connected. Quite
Yeah.
connect. I feel the connection. So
Yeah,
yeah.
there's a
So
flow that
just
happens, and it's undeniable for sure. I don't think you would have
mhm.
had us back if that wasn't the case.
Well, there's that.
There's
Like,
that.
yeah, not
There's
maybe not that one.
Yeah, but yes, yeah. So I was wondering if we could get into talking a little bit about the council.
Sure,
Um
absolutely.
if you can give us the backstory. I know you told us about it them last time, but if you could give us like a short synopsis about the council, and then
number one is a reminder, and especially for those who
yeah.
might not have heard yet.
Yeah.
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 Okay, so this started with QHHT. As we discussed before, both of us are level 1 practitioners, and we found the council through that process. Having her put me under, we were getting information, and so we continued to take me there on several different occasions. I don't even remember how many times we've done this now. I want to say around 4, but I'm not sure. So she, after my first session with her, and I'm obviously very comfortable with her because she's my dear friend, but she can very quickly and easily take me into that meditative, that hypnosis type state. And
Hmm.
so she would take me there using sound, oddly enough, like just the sound itself. And the last session, I believe that it was, she took me down with sound. And at one point she was saying something, and they came through and said, "We're already here."
Oh, wow.
It happened so quickly. And we are currently working on having this group come through me without the hypnosis portion of it. And that has happened a few times organically for me without the help of her. But we're still working on that, encapsulating it so that we can kind of turn it into more of a platform thing where I can just speak through, like have them speak through me more freely, and that. So during those hypnosis, we would ask questions. And at one point, they started introducing themselves as the 7, as the council. And a few of those 7 have been very prominent. One in particular has been extremely prominent in communication with us. And the others have kind of taken a background, and we haven't recently communicated with them, but it's like, they're there
Hmm.
when we connect. And for me, in a visual state, I will go in and I see a table, and it's always like this oval white table, and they will sit down at the table, and I will see if like the 7, and I will see if one of them is not there. So they all present as light beings, and I can see the 7 lights. And then if some of them are not present, I can tell because their light is not there.
Mhm.
That's the visual aspect that I get. And I will call them in almost every session that I do with clients now, and have them basically in the background with me, even if they're not coming through me in the channeling state.
Hmm.
I had mentioned Jesse, who is a dear friend of ours also, who is in this world, this realm of things. And um, without indulging his information, I had been working with him since last year, with some of his stuff. And in the midst of that, we would have very long spirituality conversations. And the council started showing up to him in private session and speaking to him through me. And that was different for me because I'd only ever held that space purposely or in my own home meditations or automatic writings when I would ask them for information or to help me with something or whatever it may be. And so I would say starting maybe the beginning of this year was when that started happening. And like we'd be 45 minutes into, and he's just staring at me, and one of the cues is my left, with the one entity, my left arm will go ice, like just freezing cold. And I know that he's close, or that he's here with us, right? And at one point I reached my hands out to Jesse and said, tell me I'm not crazy. Like, you feel this? And he's like, yeah. And they'll say that my facial features will soften or adjust kind of slightly, and my tone and my voice changes. And I think that, and you might be able to confirm this, that my tone changes just a little bit if it changes from one entity to another also.
You can tell because she coughs just a little bit.
Okay.
She coughs
I'm
just
sure.
a little bit, and then she shivers. She's really
Oh,
cold.
I get colds. Like when I'm communicating with them, I can hardly hold the
vibration.
Yeah, it's just so, it's this massive, powerful thing that happens inside my body, all the way around me. And I can just feel this presence. And they've talked to us, and I have recordings of it on audio from when we've done this before. I think the last one, for some reason, the audio didn't work or something happened and we couldn't get it recorded. The other ones I do have somewhere, but I don't even go back and listen to them anymore. We just keep moving forward with it, right? But they had said to us that like our energy needed to be suitable, our vibration needed to be suitable to be able to do this on a consistent basis, that it was something we needed to work up to. And they would even stop communication if they thought that it was done, like we were done, and this the time, we've tapped out, basically, that
they just felt that it was really important for me to try to raise her with the bowls or the drum. To
Oh, so
vibration
the
up so
sound
we could
is
come
what
down
helped.
we were meeting.
and
So the
so
sound is what raised her frequency, her vibration, which raised her frequency so that they can meet. That makes sense to me. I understand.
And now I'm getting to where I can pull them in without doing that. But because of the situation today, I wonder if we could use the sound and ask them.
And it probably wouldn't hurt anything. I could probably step and just start doing the bowls. I don't think it'll hurt anything here. Get her vibration up, and I can just.
If you'd like us to bring them in.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to do it,
Absolutely.
we're up for it. Yeah.
All right, we can try that for sure. Let me just get a little more comfortable back here, and yeah, for sure.
We'll have everybody, I'll guide you through just a little bit of breathing. I want everybody to close their eyes. I want everybody to take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Breath in, breath out. One more time for me. Breath in, breath out. I want you to focus on your root chakra. I want you to concentrate on the energy flowing in a clockwise circle, surrounding your body, surrounding your root. Feel the vibration. Feel yourself grounded. Moving up to your sacral. Feel the energy swirling in a clock-like manner around your sacral. Breathe that energy in. Move up to your solar plex. Feel the energy swirling. Connect to that knowing. Moving up to the heart chakra. Feel that energy swirling around you. Swirling, your heart's growing bigger and bigger and bigger. Moving up to your throat chakra, preparing for you to speak your truth. Move up to that third eye. Channeling that energy. Feel it swirling around. Moving up to your crown. Feel that energy swirling around your crown. In a clockwise energy swirling and swirling. You allow that energy from source. You now envision all of your chakras in harmony now. In harmony from your root to your crown. Are the 7 here?
Yes.
Are you prepared for questions?
Yes.
Who are we speaking with right now?
Aryan, known as Garnet.
Hi, Garnet. It's been a while.
Yes. Not really. We're always here.
How's Crystal feeling right now?
There's pain in the body, but we're sustaining and we're fine.
Is this something that we can work on right now in the
Mhm.
moment?
We're good as long as we keep this brief.
Okay. We have guests with us here today.
I noticed.
Is it okay if they ask questions as well?
Of course.
Okay, ladies. Do you have any questions for Garnet?
Welcome. And where are my first question, Garnet, is welcome and thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate you. Thank you. Where are
Thank
you
you.
from?
Far, far away from
Mm,
here.
where
There
do you
is a
call that?
place.
And what?
And some of these names will be named later as she's writing about that. So we will leave some of the details for that. But we are a part of a star system and we hold energy in a place that is light code. So we are not a planet and we do not reside necessarily in a physical place. It is very much an energetic, vibrational space, but very far from what you would say from Earth.
Thank you. Deanna, do you have any questions or shall I go on?
You go for now.
Okay. And so, from your perspective, how are we doing down here?
Oh, it is a lot. And when we speak of the collective things, there is so much transitioning. And there's so much worry and hurt and fear that's happening collectively. But we bring in messages of love and peace because, as we've said before, and we'll repeat in multiple instances, that we have to have a bit of chaos for people to see what the other side of that looks like. So as the upheaval is happening and the things are changing in the way that you know this world to be, know that on the other side, which is not far from these moments, things are coming that will feel much more like the resonance of love and peace. Does that answer?
Hmm. It doesn't really tell us how we're doing other than we're in chaos and we're in the waiting for
You're
the
very
good stuff to come, but I understand.
you're very much in a space of transition.
Mhm.
For more details in that, you are looking at things. We often want answers in the moment. We often want to know what the result will be before we get to it. Much can be said for that. It is very much human to, it's like the labels that we put on things. We want the here and now. So this time of transition, which feels like it's very lengthy, it feels like it's been going on forever for the human race. But when we're going to use a term that a lot of people have been using frequently, meaning new earth, knowing that new earth is vibrational, not constructural. There's no new place of physicality happening. It is a vibrational frequency state that is presently transitioning, and that is the chaos that you're feeling, is the things that no longer align with Earth's new and more vibrant energy are falling to the wayside. But because of the density that you exist in here, it has to move very, very slowly, or the body, the human body, would not be able to withstand that transition. The frequency would spike too, it'd be too volatile of a situation to take a human body from a lower vibrational state and then instantly turn it into a higher vibrational one. So this is that chaos that we speak of, is just this transition and allowing the awakening that's happening to be prevalent in that we allow time for what you believe time to be, so that the body and the mind can adjust to the new things that are happening. How are you doing? You are beautiful and wonderful, and are raising vibrations and doing the work, the inward work. And every day, hundreds of people are awakening to what this is and what we are, and how we all are working together to get to the same exact ending, which isn't an ending at all, but yet a beginning.
Mhm.
That's how you are.
Thank you. That's actually everything that I've been learning myself. So thank you for that confirmation. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I would like to ask, first of all, welcome and thank you for coming in to visit with us today and for sharing your knowledge. Um, what what would you give us if there was one bit of advice for how those of us who are here to help, how we can help, how we can make this whole process easier for all of us?
Working on your own vibrational state, clearing the energies that are no longer serving you or your body, or that of the resonance in which you choose, residence in which you choose, the place in which you reside, allowing those energies to transition without fear, going into a place of self-observation to allow yourself to adhere to what's feeling new and what's moving in a forward, what feels like a forward motion. And there's the good work. That's where it starts. You have to go inward to get anything, any kind of results in the outward realm. So everything that you create within yourself is what you're projecting into the external parts of this life, this realm of earth. this universe. That projection is based on what is happening here, not here, but here in the heart. What's happening in this space is what's happening here. So the message is to be true to you, be authentic to you in every way that you possibly can. Find the parts of you that maybe don't feel as lovely and work on those. And as you do that, you will create a shift of vibration for each and every energy that you connect with outside of you. And then that's the ripple. That's the effect that happens as you move through your own energy, creating a vibrational state that the frequency goes up. And then you're holding that space, allowing the ones that are interacting with you to also elevate to a frequency, not your frequency, but the highest possible state for them. Being the mirror that allows them to see in you what they can't quite see in themselves at that time. That's what the work is. That's what spirituality work is.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, that is a great definition. Spiritual work is looking at your own stuff and being the mirror for others. I love that. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
For people who may just be coming, maybe they're just getting started. Maybe they're unsure. Maybe they're listening to this and they're not even sure that it's really you speaking. Maybe they're thinking this is all just whatever and Crystal is making this up. That
Mm-hmm.
happens, but maybe there's those who are ready to give it a go. What would you say to those who are either non-believers, but possibly just breaking into the opening their mind to believing? What would you say to them? And what is a good place for them to begin as well?
Firstly, addressing what you're calling a non-believer. Crystal can do whatever Crystal wants to do. And if she wants to make up a being and call him Aryan, then so be it. If those messages that Aryan, the made up being, could be, are of love and bring you into a vibrational place that makes you feel good and makes you do something for you, then we're okay with you making that up or Crystal making that up. But we are present, and more information on all of those things will come forward eventually as we work with Crystal and her team to make that happen. But even if we're made up, it's about the message. It's about the way that you feel when we talk about these things. It's where you go in your heart space that's important, and that's the most important part. It's not about how we get there. It's about the resonance that happens while we're there. And for those that don't believe, that's okay. It's okay if it looks strange to you and feels strange to you, but you've made it through this part of the message long enough to understand that you're intrigued. You're listening for a reason. And that's all that it needs to be, is just for that simple holding of space. And maybe it's triggering a remembrance in you. And it may take a while for this to feel like something normal, but that's okay. For those of you that are beginning the journey of understanding what we call an awakening or simply the enlightenment, but what we as the council refer to as the remembrance, the activation of codes to remember who it is that you truly are from the first spark of soul that you became, and understand that you are a space of love, that you were created with love. Therefore, you are love, and you are all things. You are me, you are you are Crystal, you are these beautiful people sitting here. We are all one. We are all connected to the same energy, in the same place, at the same time. There will be ups and downs on this human experience as you experience spirituality and you experience this enlightenment that feels strange. And a lot of times when you want it to feel light and airy, it feels heavy. Go within. Be quiet with yourself. Don't rush it. Don't push to be anything other than who you are. There's no comparison of this person can do this thing or this person says this one thing. It's not about what that singular person is doing specifically. It's about the energy that's being shared, the vibration and the frequency, and we'll say it over and over again to bring your vibrational state into a time of balance. That's what creates the peace outwardly. So be patient with yourself if you're just beginning, and show yourself love. Restrain when you need to, pull back when you need to. Go and find service when you need to. Find the peace somewhere, someone that holds that space for you when you need to. But it's mostly being authentic. The remembrance is coming. That's why the lights are being turned on. That's why the grids are being turned on, so that we all, you all, can remember what we are.
Can you talk about that a little bit more? Would you be willing to elaborate?
Elaborate on which?
All of the things, the remembrance that is coming, the grids that are lighting up, everything that the light is coming to show, because, yeah.
When we talk about the grids, there are already existing energetic things happening in the earth, in the waters, in the places. And these lights get turned on and they activate a certain space, maybe not one at a time, but the way that it will feel to humanity is one at a time. It's like the analogy of a city where the lights are dim and maybe there's a portion of the city that's out of power, but we are turning them back on. And all of a sudden, this place is illuminated and everyone there can finally see beyond the things that are right in front of them. The darkness is lifted and everyone can see beyond the realm of just what's right here. That's part of what the grid does. The grid is also part of divine placement. If you've ever felt like you are supposed to visit somewhere at a specific time, if you feel like you're drawn to a specific location and you don't understand why, that's divine placement. And those placements, especially for the already awakened, for the ones who are already doing the things that we're speaking about, they're being switched on in those places to cause the ripple so that we can turn on the darker places.
Would it be fair to say that we are crystals in ourself with our vibration strategically placed all over the world.
That's exactly what you are. You are crystalline. Your soul is a crystalline vibrational energy. It is not a solid matter. Your soul does not exist inside of this physical body. Your physical body exists because of the boundaries of the soul that extend all around you, not just within you.
And what is the purpose of for all of these lights being turned on and for us to be able to see?
Full illumination,
To
full
what end?
remembrance.
To what end?
To what end?
Of course, there's not an end, but in this analogy.
To bring everyone online, to bring everyone's light online so that we are living, so that you are living in a space that is illuminated, that is generating from a place of the heart. So that you are in placement with yourself first and leading. It's here. If we've got to move, hold on a second. We're going to go. There we go. We're losing battery. Crystal came back online for a second. Hold on. All right, we're good. Give me just a second.
Mhm.
Can you
With you,
re-ask?
I understand.
Can you re-ask the question?
Yes, absolutely.
Take me back.
I'll give you a moment to breathe.
Okay.
All right. And what is the purpose of all the illuminating?
Yes, so that we are living through a space of the heart. So we are existing, even in humanity, existing with the ego present, but not in control. Removing the fear as the focus. There's a lot of people who believe that leading with fear controls humanity, but that will be a way of the past. That will be something that doesn't go into when the grid is illuminated, and it will be. And maybe it will take a while to get you all there, but it will be. And at that moment, when those souls are conjoining and we are all existing in the same realm, because we will be aware of each other, no matter where you are, then we find peace. Not because we're creating all of the peace, just meaning no war or those kinds of things, but most importantly here within the person, creating peace. And as each individual finds that solid foundation of love, the outside world will not look the way that it looks today.
I have heard within about right at 2 years.
Give or take. There's a lot of things happening between 2027 and 2029 that will make great significance in the movement in what I'm talking about.
Okay, so 2 and then the other 2. Okay, understood. Thank you. Deanna. Okay.
I'm just absorbing.
Understood.
Joe.
So then
one more question.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. So what would you leave us with? Because I understand. And that's actually exactly what we are as we're wrapping up. Again, I want to thank you so much for being here. But what would be your for this conversation, parting message to everyone listening?
Our last or our parting message for the collective is to remember to hold space for yourself. Remember to go into a place of calm, removing yourself from screen, from electronics, getting your feet in the dirt and allowing yourself to come back into connection with your mother, the earth, who is the true mother of this place, and how we perceive and you live in the place that you are. You have to be connected to it to feel her. So take time for you. Try to manage your fear in whatever way feels most connected for you, and asking for assistance when you're unable to manage that on your own. Humans have this beautiful ability of internalizing so much. And instead, we ask that you let it go, that you naturally allow the release of whatever it is that brings you into fear. Sometimes that'll take work, but practice that. That will lead you into so much more. We thank you for listening. We thank Crystal for allowing us to speak today. But for her sake, we will have to go.
We are so grateful you're here. Thank you so much, and we look forward to speaking with you again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take a couple breaths.
Mm.
Ooh, big energy.
Big energy.
Especially towards the end, that was big energy.
Mm.
Ooh, fun stuff. Thank you.
Just did that on live TV, basically. So that was fun. I don't feel
Wow.
awkward.
What did you say? I didn't hear you.
She doesn't feel awkward at all.
I said I don't basically
Of
on
course.
live, and I don't feel awkward at all.
Yeah, no, not at all. I know it is.
Thank you
No.
for
Mm.
doing that and for, putting yourself out there. That was some pretty profound stuff.
I will have to listen back. I will have a vague memory of what was just displayed, but I will have to watch it back to know for sure what all was said there, because I was popping in and out. I was present, but yeah,
I was trying to help you.
did you see? I'm shaking still, like releasing their energy. I don't know if you can see.
Yeah,
My body's affected by that, but it's fine. I'm getting more acclimated to them. I start feeling basically like ice cold as my vibration shifts in and out of them.
it's interesting because you were mentioning that before, and depending upon the individual's energy, I do the same thing. I get super duper cold to where I'm blanketed up, or I'm profusely sweating. Some of it will make me sweat.
Oh yeah, if I'm doing a one-on-one client session and we're not working with the council, I'm sweating.
Yeah. So it's really interesting. And so I understand 100% I think Deanna does too, because we both do the same thing. We all channel here. And so, yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm
Um,
grateful that happened. I'm grateful I was
so good. Yeah. That's why I said I know, breathe. And I always I end up shaking it off and,
I
do
know I
all the
kind of want
weird.
to go for a jog right now. I'm like,
Yeah.
like my whole
Yeah.
body just shakes.
Yeah.
I do. So it's okay. You can be weird. We'll do it together. I'll shake it all off with you. I get it because I know. All right. Do you have the energy to okay. I know that we are on a timetable today, so
That's okay. If we go over some, that's completely fine.
Thank you. All right. So number one, Joe, you're not all the way in here. Get all the way in here, girlfriend. There we
There
go.
we go.
Since we moved everything around. Thank you. I didn't want to break the concentration earlier. All right. So we're just gonna totally switch gears. We're just gonna switch gears all the way and
Like
let's
the episode.
s- oh, I had a little stagnation there in the
I said this.
technology. Say that again, please.
I said this is quite the episode.
It
Yes, it
is.
is.
You have no idea. Yes, I'm
We
trying
have
to keep up with it.
chapters.
I'm
That's-
trying to keep up with it. True story. All right, so let's talk about those pictures that we send you. Just a reminder, guys, we did. Deanna and I both followed the instructions and we sent them to Crystal individually. We will post our before pictures below so that you can see this. So, yes, we're going to put those out there. I know I saw your face, Deanna, because I feel the same way. Trust me, guys, if you ever do this with Crystal, she's got to be used to seeing it all by now because the very first couple of pictures I took, I was like, is that me? That's not my cutest shot
well,
by
let me
any
just
stretch of the
say,
means. But yeah. So have no fear.
you
We're
guys,
gonna put ours out there too.
you guys were fully clothed. I've had very
Oh
near
God.
nakedness in photos that we just blank out if but
Yeah.
they don't get shared unless it's something I can share, you know, as a presentation or whatever. But you don't, it's fine.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
I was gonna
So
say I took my picture in a yoga studio. I better have had some clothes on at that point. So
This
yeah.
is true.
you know, if I could get away with not wearing clothes, I would. Here's a fun fact that I'm going to say this real quick and then we'll move on. But I used to tell my former students this, you know, I really wish we didn't have to wear clothes because then it puts everybody at an even playing field.
Right. Yeah. I
Just
mean,
saying. We
it's not
judge
natural
people
state.
based upon the clothing they wear.
In New York State, it's legal for women to go topless.
Texas as well.
Mhm.
Texas as well.
Is it legal?
Not that I'm planning on it, but it
Not
is
yet.
legal
Right.
I
But we do.
mean, we might as well.
at this point, right? Yeah, we're going way
Well,
off the rails here.
anyway, all right. I know how we are. I'm going to bring us back. So tell us what we took those candid is what I'm going to call them, very vulnerable shots. I'm going to call them what they are. They're vulnerable shots.
Yeah, they are a bit, but when you show the colored photo, we're going to fixate on those colors and what you're seeing in that versus what's possibly behind those the stuff that's showing up in the biofield imager. So it's more you're going to see that image of the aura, the biofield, and then what's happening in the chakra systems in the body. So for reference, anything in the photo that appears dark, so exempting any like maybe straps or clothing that is in dark color, that is going to change the photo, obviously. But when we're in the biofield or through the body and you see dark colors, that's an indication that something is being restricted or held in energy. So you have like really dark teals or dark orange or dark red is a very signifying thing. That dark red, that dark orange, and that teal, very much signifying that there is either stuck, stagnant, or unmoved energy. So we look at those things specifically and we want to see what's going on in the body. So if like you'll see I'm going to do Deanna first. I'm going to do that because that's the paper that I have in front of me.
Okay.
So I did a read on each of you individually and I sent you that copy. And that is up to you to share. I did that only for information purposes of what I saw. And then we went to what the biofield imager pulls up and shows. So I don't have the photos in front of me. I was actually going to print that and then it was an afterthought. But because mine correlated fairly well with the image, I think we're good to go with what I have. So for Deanna, you were very open in your crown, and you'll see that in the picture. You have a biofield that has movement to it, meaning you have the dome, which we like to see an oval motion because we generate energy going this way. And we like to see this rounded motion happening. Are they always perfect? Absolutely not. But you had that going on, especially up in the upper part. So your third eye, it was open. There was some static that I felt there. But we can't visually see, you have bangs, so we couldn't visually see the openness of the third eye. But you can kind of see underneath a little bit. The throat was, I felt strain. I felt pressure on both shoulders, kind of this pushing downward of pressure. And some boundary issues in the throat chakra, which shows up on the image. You'll see that. The heart was very bright, or very vibrant, and also a little bit slow moving. So there was something happening there, and that shows up in an orange strip across the chest, I believe. Trying to remember the photo. And the solar plexus, that one felt very cleared and open. The sacral, there was some discomfort. It felt like there could be some discomfort and not as much spinning happening in part of the sacral. And I notated on the photo left. And I say photo left because I do not know if that is a mirror image or when the images flip in transfer. Because I don't know that. I always reference what I'm looking at on the side of the photo. So then the root, I felt like it was moving too fast and it needed to ground. So I had made some notes, and for you specifically, I wanted to clear up that third eye and throat area, just some gentle clearing, and moving into that sacral and root connection. That was more of a kind of mid-range, needing some energy movement there, and doing some alignment for the speed of that root chakra, especially getting that more balanced. What else did I note here? Oh, I felt, and this didn't show up because we didn't have a picture of your back, but I had felt that there was pressure on the mid to lower back and in the specific area of the spine. I felt like there was pressure in that area happening in the body. There were some energy streamers that were happening on the photo left and top, this shoulder area, and then the leg area coming off the hip and leg on the photo right. So that was my depiction of that. And what I'd like to do is I'm going to have Joe assist me on this part, and we're going to do the sound portion.
Okay.
And so what I'd have you do, and Ronnie, you can partake and just enjoy that with her. I'm going to direct her in which part to go to, and we're going to move through that. We'll take a few minutes to do these clearings and get you all aligned if I have permission to do so.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Good.
Just tell me what I need to do.
I am going to, let's see, where can I move that I can be close?
Maybe just turn it back. Maybe the chair.
Let me see if I can switch positions so that I am closer, and I want you to be as close to the speaker as I can get. So I think I'm going to turn around here and do this from another angle, if that's okay. Sorry, probably made everyone in the room sick with me moving.
Oh, just a little spinny, right?
Yeah, right. Woo, right? Okay. All right. Take a nice deep breath in through your nose, releasing through the mouth. Deep breath in, releasing through the mouth. And one more time. And on this release, we remember to go into a state of allowance, allowing the body to receive what it is that it needs to receive, allowing the body to let go of whatever needs to be let go. Starting at the crown, bringing balance, allowing that energy to just flow, allowing that wonderful white light to come in through the crown. And then we're going to switch that white light to blue. Bring in a beautiful blue, bright blue light. Soft edges, just like velvet, passing through the crown, moving directly into that third eye, clearing gently, wiping away any remnants of veil. Now moving into the throat, holding this space. We'll do 3 tones, 3 strikes, resonating that energy, pulling the weight off of the shoulders, releasing the tension, relaxing the muscles and dropping the shoulders, allowing that energy to resonate upward, rolling down the shoulders and releasing off the fingers, reminding the body that anything that needs to be released happens gently through the fingers and the toes. One more tone for the throat. Moving into the heart, holding that space just ever so gently, just to increase that speed in the chakra, allowing it to spin with ease. And allowing the energies between the throat and the heart to create boundary, between the two, but allowing them to work together as a whole system. Moving down to the solar plexus just briefly, and dropping into sacral. 6 tones. Releasing the body of any worry, any nausea, any feelings of unsettlement. Releasing this from the sacral, gently reminding the body, releasing through the fingers and through the toes. Joining the sacral with the root, moving down into that foundational chakra, slowing that movement of that chakra down, allowing it to come back to center, back to its natural state. Pulling you down into your grounded state, allowing the energy to run all the roots all the way down into Mother Gaia. Extending those roots as far as the mind can see. Connecting you, aligning those chakras all the way up into that grounded state. Feeling calm and protected and safe. Deanna, take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Releasing through the mouth. Gently awakening the body and allowing it to come back into present. Gently opening your eyes when you're able to do so. Holding that space for you.
Oh, thank
How do
you.
you feel?
Very relaxed right
Good.
now.
Good.
Very relaxed.
Good.
Thank
I
you.
hope everybody else did that while you and I did, because that was a beautiful moment. I know you can't quite hear the bowls or the actual singing of the bowls, but you could hear a little bit of the tone. So I hope
Yeah.
others, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we knew we
Wow.
were going to have a tiny bit of an issue with the sound, as we're not sound professionals.
That's
But
okay.
but I'm glad
That's
that you
okay.
can hear some of that and
Yeah.
some of that. So I would suggest for people listening, turn your tones up and try to pull that sound if
Yeah.
you can. But if not, that's okay too.
Quiet space. Listen, with earbuds too. Earbuds help. Or
Yeah, earbuds do help. Absolutely.
headphones.
All right, so we're gonna move on to Ronnie. So for yours, when I look at the crown, you're very open. The boundaries were slightly undefined in the area, and the third eye was very radiant. The throat, there was tension and fast movement, a little too open, a little too active, but not terribly. There was just some, right? It wasn't severe. I've seen severe. I did notate on my version that there was something on photo right at the neck. I was feeling a lot of tension and restriction on the photo right of your neck. And then moving into the area kind of between the heart and the neck, in the throat, there was some area here that was also without boundary or felt unclear, undefined. The heart, the movement was leaning left, photo left, and the upper area felt tight and restricted in this area, and almost moving up into the throat chakra as if they were not completely, like they all are working together, but there was a separation that was not defined.
Okay.
There was also some tension that I felt on the photo left, this area here. And moving into the solar plexus, there were some darker shades that I saw in the solar plexus that I felt like needed cleared, kind of right across the abdomen there. And that didn't show up so much in the photo as I thought that it would. It wasn't as prominent, but it was there. And then sacral, that was very open and receptive, but there was a slight disruption in energy there. And I use the word static often because if the energy is present and it's viable, but it also feels like there's some interference of some sort, that's what I call static.
Makes sense.
Okay. And then the root also felt like it was mostly grounded, but had static as well. The upper systems felt like they needed boundaries. So anything from solar plexus up felt like it needed more boundaries set. And the lower part felt kind of opposite of that and felt more dense. And in the photos that you'll see, it very much represented, there was no swirl for you in the upper parts. It was very open and pixelated. And in the bottom portion, it's more compressed. So we want to open that root and sacral and conjoin it with the rest of the chakras while creating boundaries in those spaces so that they are existing on their own and holding their own resonance, but assisting each one as they go as the whole, where there's a little separation happening between the upper and the lowers for you. So what we're going to do is address those things specifically, and clear out anything that's in the way of that energy to allow it to come together, if you grant me permission to do that.
Permission
Okay.
granted. Thank you.
Awesome. All right, we'll get started and we'll just have you tone and stuff. Yeah, and I'll give you a count based on what they tell me. Okay. All right, starting at the crown again, we're going to go in, but we're going to take a nice deep breath first. Releasing through the mouth. Again, in through the nose. And in through the mouth. Again, in. Releasing through the mouth this time, allowing the body to release whatever it is that needs to be let go. And in a state of acceptance. Okay, starting at the crown. We open that beautiful white light, allowing it to resonate in the crown and start moving its way through the body. And as it does, we shift to blue. That blue healing energy that brings calm. Allowing the crown to create its first boundary. Spinning in the most optimal way. Releasing any energy that does not serve in this moment and the moments moving forward. And dropping down into the third eye. Reiterating that boundary and allowing it to be vibrant and healthy. Releasing any pieces of the veil that needs to be released. Allowing clarity. Allowing focus. Releasing doubt. Dropping into the throat. Releasing the tensions held here. Opening up the space on the neck. Holding that space. Releasing that tension. Replacing everything that does release with love and light from source. Pulling you into this energy. Settled, calm energy. Allowing the worries of the day to just release. Reassuring the energy that all is well. Allowing the throat to spin at its optimal speed. Without resistance, but with boundary. Dropping down into the heart. Bringing the heart chakra back to center and holding it in space. Allowing the boundaries to naturally create themselves. Releasing anything that is siphoning energy in any direction from the heart. Calling every piece of you home. Every viable piece of your soul, we call her home. Releasing all that needs to be released of worry and doubt. Creating trust. Gently moving into the solar plexus. We remove all energies that no longer serve this existence. Creating space for new resonance. Moving into the sacral. We want to open the sacral to the upper chakras without removing boundary. Removing any disruptions, anything in the body that needs to let go, reminding the body that it will release gently through the fingers and the toes. Moving outward, away from the body. Pulling into the energy of the root chakra. Removing the static. Clearing up any debris that's causing the static in this area. Washing it away with that beautiful blue light. Aligning the root with the sacral without losing boundary. Aligning the root and sacral and solar plexus without losing boundary. Root, sacral, solar plexus, heart, throat, third eye, crown, without losing boundary. Allowing the biofield and the auric field to create its fluid energy, moving exactly the way that it needs to move for optimal wellness, for balance and clarity throughout the entire body systems. Take a nice deep breath. Releasing all that's left to release. Bringing yourself into the moment gently. Being aware of the physical body and gently opening your eyes when you're ready to do so. How do you feel?
That was fabulous.
Good. So
Mm,
good.
that was really great. Oh my gosh, Crystal, people need to experience this. Guys, down below, we're going to honor Crystal and Joe's time because they did tell us before we started recording that they were on a time schedule. Um, so, and plus, I feel so relaxed. I think Deanna, probably you as well.
Oh, I just went along for the ride with the one you just did too, and I'm like, wow.
Well, yeah, it's like two
It's
in a
like
row.
falling off your
So,
chair.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
I think that is a beautiful, amazing place to draw this to a close. Joe, Crystal, it was amazing to see you two again. Thank you
Hmm.
so much for this. I'm, guys, you got to experience this. Get in touch with them. We will link all of our information below. We will have our befores and our afters down there. Thank you, Deanna.
Yes, thank you guys for coming. I'm in a bit of a daze between going on the journey with you to do the channeling and then two of these, and I've got one foot on either side of the boundary right now.
Yes,
Same.
because they wanted to come in. Whatever is happening, I felt myself doing the sway and the my
Mhm.
toes are like your fingers ice cold. Yeah. It's
Well, that's something that I probably didn't talk about was the fact that for us all to interact with them, then they have to be present with you as well.
mhm.
There is an
Mhm.
altering that happens in that moment. So I probably should have addressed that to begin with. But yeah.
I
Well,
expected it.
Yeah, you kind of know because you do energy. So you kind of know.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think they're all basically at the same, they all know each other basically. We're all
Yeah, for
friends.
sure.
We and they and everything are all friends.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Well,
And so, it's just it's a lot.
I want to share that just about a week or maybe 2 weeks ago now, I was part of my first group channeling event where three of us each channeled messages to the participants that came.
Oh, wow.
And so it was the first time for me back then to do any kind of channeling basically outside of a session with you, Ronnie. I think I don't
Oh, wow.
often, at least
She doesn't
overtly
channel with any.
overtly channel. I All of our messages that we give people are channelings in one way or another, right? I mean, we all do that, but
Right.
overtly, like, okay, I'm going to let this energy speak,
Sit down
right?
and channel.
So by
Yep.
doing this here with the four of us in this group, um it just was like kind of a bit of a mind-blowing experience in a good way, totally in a good way, because it kind of reiterated, okay, the feelings that I was feeling in the event that I did with my healing partner and our other friend, um was legitimate because here it came again, and
Yeah.
I wasn't actively channeling, but I was part of the basically the collective that we created in our group of four by
Mhm.
doing it. So thank
Yeah.
you. I mean, just, oh my
Mhm.
God. I wish we could get like a picture of my chakras right now because they're probably all going like
Well,
this.
you're
But
gonna go
Well,
take
you're
that
going
photo.
to, remember?
yes,
We
I
got to do
am.
our
I am.
afters.
Yes, I'm going to get my camera and my camera stand. But just thank you so much for sharing your time and your energy and your knowledge and everything with us because I think that this was a super fun podcast to create. And hopefully, everybody that's out there watching us also found a lot of meaning and good message um, and some fun with us also.
Yep.
So I think that we'll be at this point where we tell everybody, hey, if you've gotten this far, why not leave a comment? You watched us already, so let us know how we did. Let us know if you want to know more about Crystal, about Joe, about me, about Ronnie, about maybe you want to be a guest on our show too. Very easy to do so. Reach out to us. We are always here and willing to talk, answer, and listen. Um, so I think if that's everything, do you guys have any last words you want to leave us with before we sign off? Any bit of anything at all you would like to say? I know we've done a lot of talking.
I would just like to say thank you for bringing us along on your journey and sharing us with you and the world in this way. I appreciate the
Yes.
opportunity and I appreciate the share of energy. So I just want to say thank you.
Oh, you are so welcome. And
You are so welcome. It is our
you guys
pleasure.
are
Yeah.
like our like 100% friends of the
Sisters.
show. Totally sisters.
We're total sisters,
You all
man.
will be back again, and we're not even asking this time. We're just saying
Yeah,
it.
it's
So,
happening.
Right.
It's happening. And for
yeah,
our
yeah.
listeners out there, we have a couple, Deanna and I were talking, we have a couple of cool things coming up over the next few podcast or couple episodes. We're going to be
Hmm.
doing a few announcements, but look forward to that. Crystal and Joe, I can't wait to have you back. And as always, everybody, remember to like, comment, subscribe down below for us. Please, please, please. We're trying to build up a little bit more listener engagement here. So that's why Deanna
Yes,
and
and
I
that
came up
is
with a
a
couple of cool things that we're hoping are going to be up you guys' alleys for the listeners to come on board and get a little more interactive. I don't know, maybe Joe and Crystal will bring out some interaction and yeah, you know.
listener engagement is a big tease. So again, if you watch this far, keep watching because we're gonna have some new stuff out there that's I think we're gonna all have a lot of fun with. So we'll leave that hanging for you right now.
All right.
Remember,
Crystal Joe, thank you.
yes, you are never alone. You are
Thank you.
always with spirit or universe or whatever it is that internally guides you, you always have access to that love, to that healing, and to that knowledge. And with that, we're going to say be blessed, be blissed, and we will see you next time. Bye bye.
Bye, everyone.